Hello guys, welcome to part 3 of Naruto Rebirth of the Yellow Flash. First of all, this story doesn't belong to me, I'm just narrating it. If you want to read the original story for yourself, the link to the original story will be in the description, so you can feel free to go and read the story after watching the video. That being said, let's get into the video. What it means to be a ninja. The next day, after being discharged from the hospital, Naruto made his way to the Hokage office. On the way, he felt people glaring at him and once again wondered what did he do to deserve this treatment. Was he really a monster? Quickly shaking his head, he remembered what his old man said and was sure that he wasn't a demon. Reaching the Hokage building, he entered and made his way towards the Hokage office. On his way, he stopped to greet the Hokage's secretary, who he saw as an older sister figure. Ohayo Mia-ni-chan, said Naruto as he walked up to her. The secretary turned to him before giving him a warm smile and then picking him up in her arms. She then said, "Oh, it's my cute little Naru-chan. What are you doing here?" Old man told me to come to him after I got discharged from the hospital. Naruto replied cheerfully. "What? You are in the hospital?" asked Mina, her voice laden with curiosity and concern. Layered with curiosity and concern, Naruto then recounted all of the events that had occurred over the past week. When he was finished, Mia merely nodded and set him down before saying, "Well, Naruchan, you should get going to the Hokage. After all, today is the day you will be beginning your training to be a ninja." "Of course I am, and I will surpass the fourth Hokage and make my dad proud." Dadabaya, Dadabai said Naruto as he thrust his small fist into the air. Mina chuckled as he heard the irony of his statement and sent him off to the Hokage. Upon reaching the office, he busted the door open and launched himself at the Hokage while shouting, "Old man!" Hiruzen was surprised by the sudden dynamic entry of the small blonde of sunshine. Not soon less opened his arms and hugged him. After a few minutes, they broke apart. Hiruzen gave him his usual apparent grandfather smile while ruffling the blonde head while Naruto only grinned foxily. Since you are here, suppose you are ready to get your things and find your new living quarters," asked Hiruzen, to which Naruto explained, extremely excited, nodded, and bounced, causing Hiruzen to chuckle. This little blonde just knew how to make his day better. They left the office and made way to a shop. On the way, Naruto was faced with the usual glare, but all those were immediately put down when they saw that the Hokage was with Naruto. And finally, reaching a store named Dragon Iron, Hiruzen led Naruto in and said, "Well, Naruto-kun, go see what you like. We will get it for you." Nodding in excitement, Naruto ran off in the shop. Hiruzen, another permanent customer for me, eh?" asked a voice. Turning around, Hiruzen could see a man in his middle forties smiling at him. "You got that right. He is an orphan whom the popular don't seem to like. I am sure you have already guessed his identity. Because of this, I want you to be the one who provides him with whatever he needs: books, clothes, equipment, and other ninja related things. Can I trust you with that, Kaiza?" asked Hiruzen to the now named shopkeeper. I really have no problem with that, but I don't really see how an orphan who is going to live on a stipend will be able to afford things from my shop. No offers, said Kaiser. Oh, you don't have to worry about money. Just put it on his accounts tab, said Hiruzen as he handed Kaiser a piece of paper. After reading the paper, Kaiser's eyes widened before he smiled and said, You just like dropping the bomb, not don't you? You just like dropping the bombs, don't you, Hiruzen? I don't know what you're talking about, Hiruzen replied in an innocent voice, causing Kaiser to chuckle. All right, I agree. Though if the kid is nothing like his old man, I doubt he will need my guidance above me providing him with supplies, said Kaiser, to which Hiruzen nodded. Both of them looked at Naruto before Kaiser turned seriously and asked, I am well aware of what his mother did. When will you tell him? Sighing, Hiruzen said, I don't know, old friend. I am hoping to reveal everything to him once he becomes Chunin. I understand that, but what if he somehow manages to awaken his chakras chains? We know his chakra capacity will be massive, adding the destiny of the Namikaze in it. I have little doubt he will activate those chains, said Kaiser. I have little doubt that he will, but we will cross that bridge when that time comes, said the professor as Kaiser nodded. Now then, Kaiser, I need some books on chakra theory, chakra control, some basic D and C rank C rank jutsus on 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 physical exercise, a full starting kit on Fuin Jutsu and its considering beginning level 1 book, and finally one on Shuriken. I will on Shuriken Jutsu. I will give him his father's note on Sharingan and his father's personal taijutsu style, so he will have that covered, said Hiruzen, to which Kaiser nodded and went to get the asked material. Anything else? And Kaiser has come back with the material. Yes, I want several sets of particular kunais and shurikens, replied Hiruzen, to which Kaiser nodded and disappeared again and returned with the sets. Now then, let's go see what the little kiddo is picked up. I hope he has got a good choice on clothes. I hate for him to get his mother's love for orange, said Kaiser, to which Hiruzen chuckled and nodded. Making their way to the shop, they saw that Naruto was holding a blue shirt, a black Anbu torso, and was currently looking for a jacket. Oi, Gaji, what are you looking for? Gaji. Oi, Gaji. Gaki, oi Gaki, what are you looking for? Asked Kaiser as he gave Naruto a warm smile. It was at this moment that Naruto shy behind being to show, and he looked down and said, Eto, I was looking for a jacket that would go well with this shirt and pant, he said slowly. Kaiser smiled before ruffling the boy's head affectionately and said, Wait here, I know just what you should need. He then went to the storeroom before collecting a jacket and making his way back to Naruto. Once he was back, he said, All right, Gaki, go to the trial room and try on your new clothes. Let's see how do you look. Naruto nodded with a smile before moving to the trial room. So, how did you find the boy? So how did you find the boy? Asked Hiruzen as he came from the back. He is just like his father was as a kid. It's not even funny, I said Geyser. However, before they could continue talking, Naruto sprinted out of the room with his new clothes. The jacket he was wearing was dark blue in color with a lightning symbol on its back. It was the symbol of the forgotten Namikaze clan. Damn, I never thought I would see that symbol again, said Hiruzen. Well, get used to it because you are going to be seeing it around, said Kaiser. How do I look, Gigi? Asked Naruto. Damn, kid, if you keep going at this rate, you will be a lady killer when you grow up, said Kaiser with a perverted smile. Naruto, being the smart 4-year-old he was, titled his head and tilted his Naruto, being the smart 4-year-old kid, a 4-year-old he was, tilted his head and innocently asked, "What's a lady killer?" Both of the male face flustered and covered it with a few caws before Hiruzen said he would tell Naruto when he grew older, to which the boy nodded. Hiruzen and Naruto then paid for all of his materials before it was sealed into a scroll. They then left to a scroll. Then they then left to a scroll. Now then, Naruto, let's get some food before I take you to your new home, okay? Said Hiruzen, which Naruto nodded. They made their way to the small a stall named Ichiraku Ramen. He sent Naruto in before turning around and saying, Nico Tori. Both the Anbu appeared before him and bowed, waiting for his order. Tell Sapporo to head to the training ground behind the Hokage monument and create his best house over there. Also, take this money to get good furniture, food, and utilities in it. Tell him to make it equal to a 3-bedroom apartment, said Hiruzen, to which both Anbu nodded. They took the money given and disappeared in a puff of smoke. Moving back inside the stall, he arrived to see Naruto sitting on a girl's lap as he ate ramen. The girl was cooling at his cuteness as he ate. His sweat dropped at the side before saying, "Hey, Suchi." As he said that, a fat man appeared at the counter and said, "Ah, Hokage-sama, how may I help you today?" "Ah, nothing special, Suchi. I was just showing this place to Naruto over there. He seems to be enjoying himself," said Hiruzen as he fondly looked over to Naruto, who had a look of bliss on his face as he ate the ramen. If the boy is anything like his parents, I'm sure I will be set for life, said Shishu, which he used to apparently turn his neck to face the chef. "How do you know his heritage?" Hiruzen whispered ungratefully. Tisuchi smirked and replied in an equally low voice, blonde hair, sparkling blue eyes, addiction to ramen, and a vibrant tick of dati boy, da, Datia Boya. If he isn't the son of Minato and Kushina, I will give my shop away. Hiruzen gave a low sigh before saying, "You are right in your association, Tichuichi. Tichuichi. However, you cannot reveal that information to anyone. It's a double S rank secret," Tetsuchi nodded before forming. He then said, Why isn't he with Kushina? No, I know she left for the capital 4 years ago. Hiruzen gave a tired sigh and proceeded to tell Ichusi what had happened. To say Chichu was livid would have been an understatement. I cannot spell his name, so I'm gonna call him T. Okay, he was growling before he took a shrimp intake of breath and said, "Don't worry, I wouldn't tell him, and I will also provide him with food. Alert my I will alert my recipe a lot, alter my recipe a lot so as to give him the proper nutrition he needs. Since I doubt he will be allowed to eat anywhere else." Hiruzen nodded at that and both turned to Naruto, who was currently eating his fifth bowl of miso ramen. Wow, he's a nice guy. After paying and believing the binding the father-daughter duo goodbye, they were making their way to the Hokage mountain when Naruto stopped the library, pulling on Hiruzen's robe, and he said, "Ni Gigi, what's that?" As he pointed to the library, that Naruto is a place where books are kept for public to read. Konoha Library is one of the best in the elemental nation, having a large variety of books on topics. Do you want to go and see it?" asked Hiruzen after he explained. Naruto bonded his head up and down eagerly to go see the library. Entering the library, Hiruzen made his way to the librarian and said, "Good day, Aomi." The librarian looked up and smiled before saying, "How may I help you on this fine day, Hokage-sama?" "Well, I want to let you know that Naruto will be occasionally coming to read here, and I want you to help him whenever he is looking for something. I trust there wouldn't be any issue," replied Hiruzen as he empathizes on the word trust. The librarian, picking up on the underlining thread quickly nodded, smiling. Hiruzen turned to Naruto and said, That's that, Naruto. You can come here to read whenever you feel like it." Yatta! Thanks a lot, Gigi. You are the best, Datibayo. I don't know what it means in English, Datibayo, said Naruto as he bounced up and down, causing Hiruzen to chuckle and the librarian to look at him strangely. With that, both Naruto and Hiruzen left and started climbing the Hokage mountain. After reaching the top and walking into the forest for a while, they reached a large ground, and near the edge of it was a decent-sized house was built. As they reached it, Hiruzen said, "Well, go in, Naruto. I had this built specially for you." Naruto nodded excited before running into the house, causing Hiruzen to chuckle at his boundless energy. Following Naruto inside, he waited in the living room for Naruto to finish seeing his new place before giving him his new materials. A few minutes, Naruto came and launched himself at Hiruzen. He was crying while he started, thank you, Gigi, you are the only one there for me." Smiling back, Hiruzen hugged the boy back and rubbed his back smoothly. After a few minutes, when Naruto calmed down, Hiruzen unsealed the things they brought and began explaining to Naruto what to do. Hiruzen, the first thing I want you to do for your training is to start reading all the books we bought today and follow what they say. Also, I am going to give you your father's note on the Sharingan and its personal taijutsu style, and another scroll which has several on non-elemental jutsu inside. How that scroll will only open after you have completed the both on chakra control. Or any question? No, Gigi, I understand what you said, though I want to ask you what does it mean to be a ninja? Asked Naruto curiously. Hiruzen was quiet for a moment. He knew that his answer would base what sort of ninja Naruto would become. It was time to mold him, just as his sensei had molded him into one of the prayers of barrier of the wheel of fire. To be a ninja means to be ready to make sacrifices, to protect what you hold dear, and to be the hope of others when all seem lost. In Konoha, apart from all that I have mentioned, it also means to carry the wheel of fire, replied Hiruzen, knowing that his point had been made. I understand, Gigi, but what is the wheel of fire? Naruto asked Naruto with a curious tilt on his head. The Wheel of Fire is a long-standing tradition which this village was built it starting that the entire village is like a large family until a family unit, and every Konoha shinobi with the Wheel of Fire lab believes, cherish, and fights to protect the village as previous generation had done before them. Both your father and fourth had very strong will of fire which enabled them to protect the village on many occasions. Hiruzen replied with a fond smile. Naruto was quiet for a while before he looked his eyes blazing with determination. Gigi, I have changed my goal. It was first to surpass both my old man and the fourth, so that the village recognizes me as on someone. Now I will still become the strongest Hokage, but I want to protect the villagers and earn their love and respect. He didn't smile at the boys before ruffling his hair and leaving. As he walked back to the office, he couldn't help but smile. The will of fire burns strong in him. He will indeed become the best on the thought Hiruzen as he disappeared into the air. That's all for part 3. I hope you liked the video. If you wanna be notified when I release part 4, then you have to subscribe. I release a video every day, so if you don't mind, please subscribe. That being said, that this is all for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.